We're not controlling, the senses are functioning, but we have withdrawn our connection, our mental connection from the senses, so that although we are hearing, the hearing is not stimulating the mind. This is called passive listening as opposed to active listening. Passive listening means that, when we listen to something, because listening is the main, perhaps, obstacle to meditation, because our eyes are closed, we probably don't have anything in our mouth in order to taste. Supposedly no one is touching us, so we're not feeling unless there's an ant walking or a mosquito biting us. So the main sense which obstructs us in meditation is the sense of hearing. Okay? So what happens when we hear? The first thing is we try to identify what it is. And then once we have identified it, or we think we have identified it, we evaluate it. And we say this is good or this is bad. And then we begin to think about it. So this defining what it is, and this evaluating whether this is dangerous or not dangerous, this is good or bad, this is pleasant or unpleasant, and then that creates a whole stream of thoughts. And our meditation has become disturbed by this one sound, by this one baby crying, by this one motorcycle going by someone playing the television too loud, and we're not able to concentrate. We're not able to focus. So pratyahara is the process of ignoring the sense inputs. They go directly into the subconscious mind without going into the conscious. This happens when we sleep. This is how people learn languages, by playing cassettes. They're not hearing the cassettes consciously, but they're hearing them subconsciously. So what we do in pratyahara is put the senses on automatic. This happens automatically when we concentrate. If we're concentrating on something and someone speaks to us, we don't hear them. We physically heard them. Our ears heard them. That sound vibration was audible. But because we were so concentrated on what we were doing, we didn't register what they said. Okay? So if we're watching television, or we're trying to solve a problem, or we're working on the computer, or we're somewhere, we're very concentrated on something, pratyahara becomes a natural outcome of concentration. But on the other hand, it's a prerequisite for concentration. So it's both. It's a natural outcome of concentration, but on the other hand, it's a prerequisite, because if I'm going to be disturbed by every little sound that's going to be happening around me, I'm not going to be able to focus. Okay? So there is a technique called passive listening, which you can practice if you like. And that is, once your eyes are closed, you just listen, and you just experience sounds as vibrations, without giving any meaning to those vibrations. You just, this is a sound. These are sound vibrations. And this way, a sound which could be annoying, like a motorcycle, or a fire alarm, or a police siren, can be ecstatic. Because I am putting a value judgment on this. I am resisting this sound. I am saying this is a negative sound, this is a bad sound. The moment I experience it simply as a vibration, as an energy, I can actually use that energy. You see? So we learn to listen without identifying and without evaluating. It goes in, and we allow it to flow through us and go out. This becomes, perhaps you like to do this with some people, in and out. It just comes in and it goes out. Okay? So we just allow vibrations to flow through us without labeling them as if we are an empty vessel. Now these are the first 5 steps of Raja Yoga. Yama, Niyama, asana, the exercises, pranayama, the energy management, and pratyahara, withdrawal from the senses. These first 5 steps are called outer yoga because they have to do with controlling or managing anything outside of the mind. It has to do with our behavior in yama and niyama. It has to do with our body in asana. It has to do with our energy body in pranayama. And it has to do with our senses in pratyahara. So the first 5 steps have to do with controlling all of the aspects of our being outside of the mind so that they do not disturb the mind. If I have just been violent and I try to meditate, I'm not going to be able to. I've just told a lie and I try to meditate, I'm not going to be able to, you see. If I'm having jealousy, I'm not going to be able to meditate. So you can see that these first 5 steps are designed to liberate the mind from these external obstacles. And then we come to the last 3 steps of this eightfold path, which are comprised of 3 stages of concentration, which are called concentration, or it's called dharana, or meditation, which is dhyana, and then samadhi, which is ecstasy. So we have 3 stages of concentration. Now, what is the difference between them? In dharana, we are trying to limit our mind to a certain area of concentration. You have all chosen for your meditation a specific object of concentration. As we said, it could be Christ, it could be a light, it could be a word, it could be your forehead, it could be your heart center, it could be a prayer, anything that you want. And that what we're doing is that we are just focusing on this, and every time our mind moves away from it, we bring it back. And then our mind moves away from it, and then we bring it back again, you see. So this is concentration. This is dharana, or concentration. It becomes dhyana, or meditation, when we are successful at it, when the mind has an uninterrupted flow towards the object of concentration. So basically what we are doing is concentration with perhaps some seconds of meditation, when the mind actually connects itself to the object of concentration and is able to follow it for a period of time. And that could be from seconds to minutes. It's difficult to have much longer than that, at least at this stage. Now, in focusing on the object of concentration, it's possible that the object may transmute itself. We have already talked about this, that by focusing on the word Christ or Christ's image, that might be transmuted into a light or into an energy or into a feeling. This does not mean that the object of concentration has changed. It means that it has transmuted. It's like if I'm focusing on ice and my focusing creates heat and it changes to water and then it changes to steam, it might think that I'm focusing on something else, but I'm not. I'm focusing on H2O as ice, as water, and as steam. So Christ, I can focus on Christ as an image, as an energy, as a light, as a consciousness, you see. That's different from changing from Christ to focusing on a rose, or on a beautiful scene in nature, or on something else. So this transmutation should be a natural process.